All right, my friends, this is our first fraction lesson. Fun with Fractions, Lesson 1. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions means that they are equal. We can hear that same word, equivalent, equal. We're looking for the same amount, but with different sized pieces. Okay, so if you haven't watched the Khan Academy video that I posted for you on this link, first stop this video and go watch it. Then come back to this video. Khan Academy video first, and then this video. All right, let's begin. So the first thing that you need to have is your yellow packet with some examples. Okay, so step 1 is to draw a model that represents 1/3. So we can see that this circle is the same size as all of these circles, but it is split into 3 sections, and one of them is colored in. Okay, now the next thing is you're going to divide each half in half. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You're going to divide each piece in half. Okay, so you're going to take this piece and cut it. You see how it's cut right there? You're going to take this piece and cut it. You're going to cut it there. And you're going to take this piece and cut it, and you're going to cut it there. Okay, so 1/3, this amount of space right here, is the same as this amount of space, but instead of just coloring in one of the pieces, you had to color in how many? 2 of the pieces to equal the same size. Now, let's take these pieces and let's cut them in half again. Okay, do you see how we cut them in half? Each of these, half, 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 half. So now we have 12 pieces. We started with 3, then we went to 6, and now we went to 12. So how many of those 12 pieces would I need to color in to have exactly the same as 2/6 or exactly the same as 1/3? I would need to color in 4 of those to equal the same. So down here, it tells you, so 1/3 is equivalent or equal to 4/12, and 2/6 is equivalent to 4/12. Okay, these are all equivalent. Same size piece, same size piece, same size piece. Let's pretend that that's a cake. And someone asked you, do you want 1/3 of the cake? Do you want 2/6 of the cake? Or do you want 4/12 of the cake? Your answer to them would be, I'll take any of those because they're all the same size. You can see that. So today we're going to explore fractions, and we're going to explore fractions that are equivalent to each other, that are the same. So the directions say, use the models below to write an equivalent fraction. You will need to divide the parts of the second model. So here's the first model. The second model to make an equivalent fraction. So I'm going to do a couple of these with you, and then I'm going to ask you to finish the page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look, and this fraction is split into 4 pieces. And I have 2 of those colored in. So that's half of my circle. Now, I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to divide each of these pieces in half. So I'm going to divide it in half, in half, in half, in half. Okay, so now how many pieces do I have in this circle? If your answer was 8, you're correct. So the number of pieces that I have always goes at the bottom of the fraction. So I have 8 pieces. how many of those 8 pieces would I need to color in so that it was coloring in the same amount of space as this? Well, I'm going to have to color in all of these. So I'm going to shade those in. And now the question is, do these look equal? Same, same. Now the question is, how many of those pieces did I color in? I colored in 4 of them. So my friends, 2/4, 2 out of 4, is equivalent to 4 out of 8. Let's try another. This is 3/8. There are 3 pieces colored in of these 8 pieces. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to split each of these sections in half. So you do it with me. Split it in half. See what I'm doing? Split it in half, half. So now all of my pieces are split in half. Wow, those are really small pieces. How many are there altogether? If you said 16, you are correct. All right, now the question is, how many of those 16 pieces do I need to color in so that it looks and is the same as this? Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to color in. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, does it look, oh, let me color that in just a little bit better. All right, can you see that those are the same size? So how many of those little pieces did I need to color in to equal the same as this? I needed to color in 6. All right, my friends. I would like for you to finish this page doing the same thing that I just did here. Okay? Pause this video and do that page. All right, now, the next page that you're going to do today is equivalent fractions. So sometimes we want to find out equivalent fractions, but we don't want to have to draw a picture every time. So one of the ways that we find equivalent fractions is by multiplying. So let's start here. This is 6/15. Okay, 6/15. Oops, I'm sorry. We're going to start here at this smaller one. We're going to start with 2/3. 2/3. Sorry about that. And if I multiply the top and the bottom by the same number, I'm going to get an equivalent fraction. So 2/5, if I do 2 times 3, I'm going to get 6. And if I do 5 times 3, I'm going to get 15. So we can say that 2/5 is equivalent to 6/15. All right, let's try this one. So we're going from 1/3 and we're going to have something over 6. So the question we ask ourselves is, how do I get from 3 to 6? Multiplying, not adding, multiplying. Well, I know that 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. They have to be equal. So I'm going to put a 2 up there. And now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. So, my friends, 1/3 is equal to 2/6. They are equivalent. All right, let's do another one. Number 3, 7/4. I want to find out what 20ths is equivalent. So I have to figure out how am I going to get from 4 to 20 using multiplication. Well, I know from my multiplication facts that 4 times 5 equals 20. So I'm going to put a 5 right there. Now, if I multiply the bottom number by 5, what do I have to do to the top number in order for it to stay equal? I also have to multiply by 5. So I'm going to do 7 times 5, and that equals what? 35. So 7/4 is equivalent to 35/20. All right, my friends, I want you to finish this page doing that same thing that I just did. Whatever you do to the bottom or the top, you have to do to the other to keep it equal. Remember, equivalent means equal. If you have any questions, bring them to our Zoom meeting and I will help you. Also, don't forget, your parents are good resources. Also, older brothers and sisters can help with this too. They should have learned equivalent fractions in 4th grade as well. All right, my friends, Math NF1, pages 1 and 2. That is your assignment today. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.